What's up, guys? How we doing today? Hope y'all are doing great. So today we're going to talk about GM is to invest $4 billion in its U.S. manufacturing plants. So that's what we're going to talk about today. And this is coming right from GM.com, and they're they're putting a bunch into their United States plants again, and I try not to get too political on this channel, but whether you like Trump or not, he's actually kind of getting GM and some of these other manufacturers to bring work back here so that they can produce more jobs here in the United States. But it's an article we're gonna read into it a little bit, and we're gonna see what GM has to say. General Motors today announced its plans to invest $4 billion over the next 2 years in its domestic manufacturing plants to increase U.S. production of both gas and electric vehicles. The new investment will give GM the ability to assemble more than 2 million vehicles per year. This announcement comes on the heels of the company's recent announced plan to invest $888 million in the Tonawanda propulsion plant near Buffalo, New York, to support GM's next generation V8 engine. Plants in Michigan, Kansas, and Tennessee will expand finished vehicle production of several of the GM's most popular vehicles. Orion Assembly, Orion Township, Michigan. GM will begin production of gas-powered full-size SUVs and light-duty trucks at Orion in early 2027 to help meet continued strong demand. As a result, GM's Factory Zero in Detroit, Hamtramck, Michigan will be the dedicated assembly location of the Chevy Silverado EV, GMC Sierra EV, Cadillac Escalade IQ, and the GMC Hummer EV pickup and SUV. Fairfax Assembly in Kansas City, Kansas. Fairfax Assembly will support production of the gas-powered Chevy Equinox beginning in mid-2027. Sales of the recently redesigned Equinox were up to more than 30% year over year in the first quarter of 2025. Fairfax remains on track to build the 27 Chevy Bolt EV by the end of this year. GM expects to make new future investment in Fairfax for GM's next generation of affordable EVs. All right, sorry guys, it's allergy season and my eyes are killing me and my nose is all stuffy, so I'm trying to make it through it without sneezing. Spring Hill Manufacturing, Spring Hill, Tennessee. GM will add production of gas-powered Chevy Blazer at Spring Hill starting in 2027 alongside the Cadillac Lyriq and Vistic EV and the Cadillac XT5. We believe the future of transportation will be driven by American innovation and manufacturing expertise, said Mary Barra, Chair and CEO. Today's announcement demonstrates our ongoing commitment to build vehicles in the United States to support American jobs. We're focused on giving customers choice and offering a broad range of vehicles they love. GM has a network of 50 U.S. manufacturing plants and parts facilities in 19 states, including 11 vehicle assembly plants. Nearly 1 million people in the U.S. depend on GM as their livelihood, including employers, suppliers, and dealers. Today's news goes well beyond the investment numbers. This is about hardworking Americans making vehicles they are proud to build and that customers are proud to own. GM President Mark Russ. As you travel the country, you can see firsthand the scale of our manufacturing footprint and a positive economic impact in our communities and our country. GM continues to post strong U.S. sales, gaining market share in both gas and electric vehicles. The company is on track to deliver its sixth consecutive year as the U.S. full-size pickup sales leader and its 51st straight year leading in full-size SUVs. In the second half of 24, GM became the number two seller of electric vehicles in the U.S. market, thanks to its diverse portfolio of 13 EV models from Chevy, Cadillac, and GMC. Chevy is now the fastest growing EV brand and number two among all EV brands in sales. GM's 2025 capital spending guidance is unchanged at between 10 billion and 11 billion. Going forward, GM expects its annual capital spending will be in a range of 10 billion to 12 billion through 2027, reflecting increasing investment in the U.S., the prioritization of key programs, and efficiency offset. General Motors is driving the future of transportation, leveraging advanced technology to build safer, smarter, and lower emissions cars, trucks, and SUVs. GM's Buick, Cadillac, Chevy, and GMC brands offer a broad portfolio of innovative gasoline-powered vehicles and the industry's widest range of EVs as we move to an all-electric future. I hope not. I personally am not a huge fan of the electric vehicles. But that's about it on this article. It's a quick one, but they're going to be investing a lot of money, and this isn't coming from taxpayers. I know that, it's whichever side of the political spectrum you sit on, it doesn't really matter. They're using their own money. They're investing $4 billion of their own money to invest in USA plants, which could mean more jobs, which means more money staying in our country, which means better help for the economy. This is all good things, and it's, whether you like Trump or not, and whether you credit Trump or blame Trump, that's on you. I'm not here to argue politics, but it's a good thing. We're bringing some of these jobs back to the United States, and whether they're coming back or not, but they're expanding them more. They're investing more in the U.S. markets, which is gonna produce jobs. They already produce, what did it say, 10 million or over a million. So there's something in there if I can go back and find it. But they employ a lot of people. Just put it that way. I can't remember where it says, but it was in the millions. Nearly 1 million people in the U.S. depend on GM for their livelihood. And that could go up to 1.5 million, depending on how much, actual jobs they produce. But they're going to be producing a lot more. And whether it's jobs or not, you could argue, well, it's all robots anymore that assemble these things. Well, it's still more money in the economy. It's still producing more. Our money's not going overseas. It's not going there to pay them to do it and then bring it back. And they're avoiding tariffs. They figure we could avoid the tariffs by producing here, and then we're giving more people jobs and we're helping our economy. And that's what the tariffs are supposed to be for. And, again, not trying to pick sides on that one. If you go back and watch my other channels, I'll have links below. You'll kind of know where I stand on politics. But I'm trying to keep politics out of this channel. I was just trying to keep it more just technology based, automotive based, just stuff like that. But GM's trying. They're helping, and it's working. Again, like Trump, hate Trump. That's on you. I'm not here to support or bash either or. But jobs are coming back. GM, you got to give them some credit. They're bringing jobs back to the United States, or at least bringing money back to the United States and not shipping it over there. And I get where a lot of you come from. It's tough because labor's cheaper over there. Why, and I had a discussion with somebody that nobody wants these jobs. These jobs, they're not a desirable job, but people will work them. People will work these jobs because they pay decent. They pay probably pretty well, actually, comparatively to a lot of the jobs around here. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. I tend to do that. But GM, $4 billion towards their U.S. based plants. There was at least 3 of them there that they're going to be getting a lot of attention, but they've got 19 states, including 11 assembly plants. So they've got a network of 50 manufacturing plants in the United States. And I don't know if they're building more or just expanding the ones they've got. Who knows? It didn't really say, but they're working. They're trying to help our economy, and it's working. It's going to produce some jobs. Be interesting to see, but it doesn't sound like it's going to really do a whole lot until 27. It might start, what was it, over the next year? They're planning on, over the next 2 years, they're planning on spending $4 billion. It's GM. They could probably afford it right now, but over time, they're going to invest $4 billion over the next 2 years. That's basically $2 billion a year to expand. But anyway, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you. Do the YouTube stuff down below if you don't mind. There's like I said, there's links to other channels, and if you're interested, I'm trying to hit that monetization before the end of the year. That gives me a little time. I'm getting real close, but if you wouldn't mind helping me out with that, click that subscribe button. Get me over the top. Anyway, appreciate y'all. Love you. See you in the next one.